Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am talking to one of my best friends, Coach Frank. He has an online coaching business where he helps people get over their divorce, and the Lord has really blessed it. He's got 100,000 followers on Instagram, 400,000 on TikTok, has impacted over 1 million people with his free content. So this conversation is going to be incredible, talking about my first 55,000 cash collected month in my business, as well as just all things life, ministry, the Lord, and business. So what the heck has been going on with you, bro?
Bro, just been coaching, man. Literally just coaching. I feel like I just hit a new level as far as like being able to generate a breakthrough for people.
Yeah.
I just had a call this morning, dude. It was his first call, and he was already like completely like shifted. Which was so powerful because the dude has been struggling a ton with like just suicidal thoughts, because obviously you know my line of where I work with like divorced people.
Yeah.
And just to see him like in one session completely like shift his whole mood dynamic and everything, and I could tell when moments when things clicked in his head and he just woke up.
Yeah.
And he even said it, he was like, man, the way that you just put all of that together, it just makes so much sense that I never heard it like be put together like that.
Yeah.
So it just like revealed something in him. So yeah, bro, I've literally just been obsessed on figuring out, instead of like, I kind of changed my focus from how can I make more money to how can I help someone more, so that they never have to talk to me again.
Dude. Yeah.
Which is like the opposite of what we do for business, right? Like we want them to stay as long as possible. But I kind of have like, I'm having a different approach where I want you to be with me the least amount as possible, which has actually made people stay with me longer because they're like, I just want more.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, no, I know I'm good, but I just want more. So then
Yeah.
they just stay in like the group coaching.
Dude, I
That's
love
it.
that.
Yeah.
I think like what you were saying about that is like, I remember us like at Elevate when we tried to, it was like we were chasing money.
Yeah.
And even when we did Hustle, like I know it was to help people, but ultimately my perspective was like, how can we make more money?
Yeah.
That's all I thought about. Like I just wanted to make more money, and I didn't even know why. It was like an idol, but now I literally don't. It doesn't even matter to me anymore because it's like I spend the same amount of money every month anyway just to like live.
Yeah.
So now it's
Well,
all about impact.
Of course it doesn't matter anymore, bro. You got a rollie, dog.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, is that it right there?
But,
that's clean, bro.
Yeah, bro. So.
No, but that's why you got the rollie, though.
Yeah.
Because you had that shift.
Yeah.
What did that for you, bro?
Dude, I don't even know. I think God. For real. Like, bro, I was so lukewarm. And just, I was in a bad spot at Hustle. Like, dude, I was, like, so skinny. I was working on, like, 6 different things.
Yeah.
W-2 job, Hustle, Elevate, coaching.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I think there were some other things. The thing with Scott, potentially.
Yeah.
God Dream.
Yeah.
Like,
you just had all these things.
Bro.
Just going.
Yeah, so it's like, I think the cool thing about me and you is we're super creative.
Yeah.
But like what I've been telling people is to like take that creativity and like limit it to like one thing.
Yeah.
So it's like for you, be creative with your coaching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, like it's wild because I wanted to do Text for Jesus, right? And then obviously that wasn't working out money-wise and I needed to live. So I shifted, but I still always kept that. And then I released it whenever I started my business for like $5 a month. You'll get encouraging texts devoted to like single parents.
Yeah.
And people loved them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I have too much stuff going on. I'm going to take it out. Well, then God brought it back because now that I'm releasing my app, it's already live. Yeah. But only my clients have it. I'm not releasing it yet to like everybody else to test it. Yeah. And I'm doing it now through the app as push notifications. And so it's like the idea that was pulling me in different directions is now in sync and alignment with the one thing that I'm doing. Yeah, and it works.
Dude, that's so good. I think it was Trey who was telling me, like, it's okay to have different things. Yeah. As long as they're in harmony. Yeah. And it's like the key of like music, you know what I mean? So it's like for instance, elevates like in the key of B, my coaching in the C, and it's like they're clashing, and like in our heads, like we can't even focus.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then we wonder why we're so stressed and feel mentally drained and frustrated.
Yeah. And not making any money.
Yeah, like, bro, it's because you're not you're not in the flow, man. You're not you right now.
Dude, like, I don't even know where we're going to put this, but for anyone that does listen to it, and I'm curious even to process it myself, what happened to us? Like, how did we end up here? Because I remember we always had big dreams. Like, we literally recorded videos like this when I had, like, no money. I was stressed right after we hit pause on the recording. Like, had to edit it. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew one day I was going to do something.
Exactly.
Like, what do you think we did right?
Bro,
because I don't know.
You can probably speak to this too, bro, but I think it's grace. And I think it was becoming aware of grace more and more and more. Because, like, sometimes you get somewhere, but sometimes you're graced there. And that's what this is. Like, that's why it feels the way that it feels. Like, what the hell is going on with my life right now? I would have never expected this, right? And even driving up here, I was like, I'm not the same person. But I am who I was always destined to be. I'm becoming more and more that person. But it's because of grace. And I think when I started focusing on grace, specifically, I got to the point where it's something that I walk my clients through too, where I want you to look at your life and look at every single situation that was like, quote unquote, shitty, and pull the blessing out of it. Look for the blessing, right? And I think the more, bro, for me personally, the more that I focused on how are you in that? It's like the Bible says it, right? Fix your eyes on the author and perfecter of your faith. And so by fixing my eyes on the beauty in the middle of the ashes, I saw more of him. And the more that I focused on him, the more I was graced in different areas. Because, bro, you came to me once and you were like, bro, teach me how to do TikTok. And I literally told you what I do. And other people, Dorothy, same thing. Hey, can you teach me how to do Reel? Taught her exactly what I do, but they're not getting the results that I'm getting. Why? It's grace. It's grace.
Literally.
Like,
I'm still not getting views on TikTok, bro. Like, bro, what
they're
the
gonna
heck?
come, bro. You're consistent.
I'm done with TikTok, bro.
There's no grace in that space.
No, there's not.
But for me, bro, I think it's grace, bro, because I can't really take credit for anything. Because as soon as I do, now my eyes are on me, and it's in my efforts, and I know what it's like to work out of my own efforts. I did it last week, and it was miserable, and then I got myself back out of it, right? And so it's like, for me, I genuinely believe, bro, that grace got us here. And I know that you can speak to the fact that you probably started noticing things in your life, and as you started aligning yourself and fixing your eyes, the author and perfecter of our faith started to author and perfect our fate. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my answer.
Dude, 100%. And then also, like, I think not being obedient locks up, like, the grace. Like, when I think of grace, I think of, like, the Holy Spirit. It's like the oil to, like, a motor. Like, it's almost like in your own strength, it's just grinding. Which is literally what I was doing, grinding. But you can grind in rhythm with God and get, like, exponential results. It's like all these coaches or whatever, business coaches or mentors, whatever, they have like strategies they teach, and it's awesome, and it does work.
It works.
If you can do it, but most people can't. But there's like a supernatural solution that's like, dude, God built your business.
There's a better strategy, bro.
Like, obey God, submit to him, and just like tap into that flow.
Bro, well, what's the Bible say? It is impossible to please God without faith.
Wow.
So, but then faith without works is dead. So works is the obedience part of faith. So we all think like, oh, I believe God's going to do this, right? But then it's like, where is your faith? Can I see it tangibly? Because if God gave you a dream, if he gave you a vision, like when I was driving up here, I was seeing it, bro. I'm seeing what's going to happen next year. And if I see it, but I never move into action, then that I really believe it. Because then now that just canceled out faith.
Bro, and it's like, even as we're talking, I can just like, I like envision Like, dude, those are going to be 3 2-comma awards. Like, you know what that is, right?
No.
So ClickFunnels, once you make $1 million, they give you like this dope plaque. It's literally that size.
Yeah.
And they're all going to say Kingdom Coach.
That's
like,
dope,
for sure.
bro.
So like next year, I know for sure we're going to get that award for $1 million.
I love that.
And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And then I want 2 more. And dude, that's just like visualizing that. But it's also who I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Like in that moment to even get that, I have to like raise my standard.
Bro.
Yeah. And then lastly, it's like the impact, bro. Yeah. Like, dude, I want to have live events. I think, like, dude, one day, like, I can just see people out there listening in on this conversation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%, bro. 100%. And, bro, it's got to be about impact, but it's got to start with impacting yourself, and you know that. Yeah. As soon as you focused on impacting you, then it comes out. Mm-hmm. Like, you just naturally want to give that to people. Like, the days that I'm feeling off, I know what I need to do to get myself back into place. Like there's literally a strategy to get you back to the emotional state where I feel powerful, where I feel like I can deliver. So I've got to impact myself before I can impact the clients. And I think that's what a lot of us miss sometimes. It's like I used to do this all the time. You talk a big game because you want that and you do want to create impact, but we miss the missing piece, which is the impact's got to start here. Yeah. Before we influence somebody else, we got to be able to influence ourselves, bro. Yeah. And watch when like your stuff started like really taking off. You started influencing yourself. I don't want to go to the gym. Screw that. Yeah. I'm going to the gym. Yeah. Because that's what I want to do. Yeah. You're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. And you started taking influence over yourself. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you start influencing people and you start creating impact. But it all came from the root of you influenced yourself.
100%. And like something I've realized too is like I was trying to like overcome a limiting belief. And I say this a lot, and it's kind of cheesy, but it makes like, total sense to me. Oh, yeah. It's like I was trying to overcome it. But the thing is you can't. Yeah. Like you have to let it go. Yeah. And like I had so many limiting beliefs around everything, bro. Yeah. Like I it's not now, I'm just now visualizing stuff. Yeah. Like we were thinking that way back 2-3 years ago. It's like now I'm figuring out how to actually bring it into our world. Yeah. It's like obedience works, like you said, which is obeying what he tells us to do. Yes. And then just like mindset, bro. So I'm curious to know, like, and if anyone watching, listening, whatever, doesn't know your story personally, you're like the best coach that I know when it comes to like providing breakthrough for people.
Appreciate that, bro.
How do you do that? Is there a framework? Is it just who you are? Like,
first of all, bro, that's really a humbling statement. I genuinely appreciate that, bro. I just care, dude. Yeah. Damn it, dude. I'm gonna get emotional again. Last night I was on a call with my clients and I was feeling terrible all day. Yeah. All day. I couldn't get out of bed. My eyes were like sealed shut from my allergies. So I had to cancel the 1% women's call and the 1% men's call. And I was like, all I could think about was them. Yeah. What are they going through right now? What's the struggle that they're going through? Yeah. If I only had one more meeting with them, is this how I'd want to leave it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's all that was consuming me all day. So my mom gets me some Mexican allergy medicine. Gets me over. Mexican medicine is the best, boy. It might be illegal here. I don't know, but it works. So I started feeling like a little bit better. And so I'm like, hey, you know what, guys? Let's do a group call tonight at 9 p.m. Most people would be, you're crazy. You're doing a call at 9 p.m. and you're feeling like ill and stuff like that, right? But no, I said, no, screw it. I have to show up for these people, right? And it was that care for them. And I showed up, bro. And I mean, I'll be honest, I killed to the point where one of the dudes afterwards, after I ended the call, before I ended it, he like raised his hand. So I was like, yeah, what's up, David? And he was like, man, I just want to say that I appreciate you so much because even though you're not 100% physically, you showed up here and all you did was spit straight fire for us the entire time. And when he said that, I started telling him, obviously, thank you. And then I went in again for like another 15 minutes. And I was telling them how my vision used to be, I want generational wealth for my family. Yeah. I'm going to retire my parents. I know that I am. The next year and a half, I'm going to retire my parents. That's a goal. I'm going to provide for the goose so that she never has to worry about not being able to chase her dreams. But that was my vision for a long time. And it has to be bigger than that.
Yep.
It's got to go beyond that. Like, my vision is not that anymore. That's not my why. My why is the people that are sitting across the screen from me. My why is David. My why is Johnny. My why is Griselda. My why is Maria. My why is Marie. You see what I'm saying? Like, all of these people, like, they're my why. Why? Because if I choose to lay down, then that might cost their legacy something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can't. That's too much on me to, like, stay down. So I don't care what I have to do, bro. Like, I've killed pride to the degree where I say what I want to say. When I say it how I want to say it. When I say it, I'm goofy as hell if I need to be it. I'm awkward as hell because I need to learn how to break your pattern. If I can break your pattern, I can get you out of that state of mind, and I can take you into the state of mind where I can get you powerful, and then I can create change in your life. You see what I'm saying? But the only reason that I've been able to do that is because I see these people, bro. I think about them. I dream about them. And I want it for them because I know what it's like to want to take your life.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be sitting there and not being able to get up. And I refuse to have, like, the victory inside of me and hold it for myself. And so it became like I got obsessed with learning. Okay, what's a good technique to get someone out of a bad state and move them into a new one? This one, perfect. I don't know if I like that. It's a little bit not me. F it, I'm going to do it anyways. Pride, out the window. When pride goes, breakthrough begins to happen. And I think that might be it, bro. Honestly, I'm also learning from the best in the world. I'm learning from Tony Robbins. I'm learning from Ed Milet. I'm learning from the hip-hop preacher. I'm learning from Sean Whalen directly as well. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from Jonathan. Like, I'm learning from the best of the best. So it's like, someone asked me today, like, man, like, you're self-made. And I was like, no one's self-made, bro. Like, I've taken things from everyone. And God's done that. Why? Because God gave them that gift and that revelation, and then they imparted it into me. So I think the reason why I'm able to kind of create that type of breakthrough in people, it's because I became obsessed with it. And I became obedient. I allowed, God, if that's what you want me to do, I'm going to do it. Is it not me? Maybe, but who is me? Maybe that is me. Maybe that is the next level me.
Dude, and something else, like, on this, like, uncovering a bit deeper is I feel like so many people never get out of the way, like, let go of pride. Because of the circle they're in. So, like, God had to call me out of a circle to put me out here in the middle of nowhere by myself. Like, bro.
I was pissed about that.
People hit me up. They're like, dude, like, Scott was like, bro, I haven't talked to you in a year. I'm like, dang. You know,
already?
Like, I haven't hung out with Jonathan in a long time, and I love Jonathan, but I'm like, bro, I'm like in this office. All day.
I'm in my cage.
Like, every day I'm in here. And it's like, it's been so good because I'm like, Bishop always talked about dating yourself. So it's like, you let go of all the people you're trying to put on a mask in front of, and you find out who you really are. And I always knew who I was. I was just never being true to it.
Same.
So, like, what do you think that journey was like for you?
Bro, it was hard, dude.
It
was hard because I place a lot of love and importance on people. But I think where I began to, like, detach was I can place importance on you, but I don't have to place importance on your opinion of me. There's two separate things.
Just to interrupt you, last thing I want to say is you said a quote one time that ties all this together. You were like, don't go where you're tolerated, go where you're celebrated. And it's like people were tolerating us because we weren't even being the real us. So they didn't even get to know who to celebrate. And sometimes they knew who we really were, but they didn't want to celebrate us because they knew what it would mean. But yeah.
And that's okay, bro. That's pride to a certain degree too. You know what I'm saying? That's why I celebrate everyone, bro. Like, I don't hold back from anyone because I'm not competing with you. I'm competing with me.
Literally. Like,
that's all I'm competing. In my app, bro, I'm literally bringing in other divorce coaches and allowing them to book calls with people in my app. It's because there's enough for all of us. And if your voice helps them more than my voice, why would I hold them back from their breakthrough? And why would I hold you back from that blessing?
Yeah.
It's like we just got to think a little bit differently. But I think exactly what you said, bro. I think for me, it was, first of all, some separation and realizing that I had to take full accountability.
Yeah.
Like you said, the reason we were being tolerated is because we weren't showing up as the real us. So that's my fault.
Yeah.
It's not their fault.
Yep.
I can't place that on them. That's hypocrisy,
Yep.
and I'll never grow. So as soon as I started realizing it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me, then I was like, who am I?
Yeah.
Not who do I want to be necessarily, but who do you say I am? And why don't I believe you?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I think I've got to get this cookie cutter like Frank to
Yep.
people? Why isn't the version that you've shown me good enough?
Bro, check this out. You know what pride truly is? It's disagreeing with God, saying my way is better. So when God says that you're holy because he sees you as holy because you're covered in the blood, and you say, no, I'm not. God, you didn't see what I did. I'm a sinner. Pride.
Yep.
You're disagreeing with God. So it's like when God says like you're called to impact or whatever you're called to do, where he's taking you, and you disagree with that.
Yeah.
It's pride.
Exactly, bro.
We think of it as the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. We think like, no, it's me being humble.
Yeah.
No, it's you being arrogant. You think your way is the best.
Yeah.
You shut the hell up for a second and accept grace.
Yeah.
Like, that's faith. That's faith. Boldly approach the throne. That's faith. But it's hard to boldly approach it when you're such a mess up. Because you're in your nature, in your flesh. You know what I'm saying? And we get this perspective, this identity that I am a sinful man pursuing righteousness, but really you're a righteous man fighting sinful nature. It's a different view. The other one saying, I'm trying to become. The other one is, I am fighting what's trying to take this away.
That's good.
But this is who I am. So when we switch that, bro, I think it changes the way that we see ourselves. But we've got to be willing to do that, and it hurts. It hurts because that's an identity, that's a belief that we carried for so long, but it's no longer serving you in this, like that model of the world is no longer serving you to pursue what God's called you to pursue. And the best way to do it is to lay it down and say, God, I tried. My way of thinking has not worked. Please renew my mind so I can be completely transformed.
Dude, that's so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what I think, you know, but I think practically for me, like with like the friends and stuff, like people's opinions and just finally being able to like show up as myself, I just started realizing that if I show up as myself, I operate as a filter, but I also operate as a funnel. I will filter the people that don't belong in my life out, and I will funnel the people that do belong in my life in. But I can't do that unless I place the filter there. And the filter is the real, genuine me.
Dude, and I like cut everyone out who I cut everyone out who can't be mature enough to celebrate each other. Like that shift alone literally let me become who I'm called to be. I can share wins, I can share losses.
It lets you feel good about what the hell you did.
It's like, bro, like even before, like it's still crazy to think we did like 55K last month.
That's
like,
wild,
and it's actually, there's two thoughts.
For real. For real. Props, dude.
Bro, there's two thoughts
though.
though. There's two thoughts. One thought is, holy crap, like that's awesome. And then there's the other where it's like, dude, that's like nothing. And that's like, I really think it's literally nothing. Like I know where God's calling me, and that's just like a taste. So what all that to say is like, you can't tell everybody that. Like you can't tell everybody how many clients you have and how you blew up on TikTok. And because if you start talking about it, it's like they get jealous. And it's like, because they don't want what's best for you, they're jealous of what you have. And it's like, dude, if I'm in the room with people and I can't say stuff like that, I don't even want to be in the room with them. Bro, I'd rather be alone.
For real. For real. That's why I don't text my cousins my stuff. Because they don't know how to. They think it's pride. They think it's boasting. But they don't know. Bro, this is something that, like, I posted about this. I went on a tangent on my personal Instagram. But people that tell you, like, hey, make sure you stay humble. Hey, make sure you stay humble. I just want to tell them to shut the hell up, bro. Like, do you know what I go through? For what I've gained. The humility is naturally there. I feel like, bro, that's when you know you're in the will of God, when just walking it humbles you. Walking it crushes you. Walking it destroys, shatters every piece of pride and ego that you might have. if that's being destroyed, it's because you're walking in the will of God, and there is a good result on top of it, but people see the result, they don't see the walk, they don't see the behind the scenes. So you don't know the tears that I cry. You don't know the self-doubt that I battle. You don't know like the self-denial that I give myself. You don't know the worries of, dude, people are gonna see this. What if they take it the right? You don't know the messages I get. You don't. You might see some of the comments that I get. I get some really bad comments and some really hateful messages. You don't see that, dude.
I got called the Andrew Tate for Christians the other day. I love that comment.
Yeah, I'll take it, bro. I'll take it. Now just give me his exposure so I can make more impact. Yeah, bro. But it's like people think that you're out to like become an influencer out of pride and ego. No, dude. I was talking to my boy Cody. I was telling him, I was like, bro, you want to know why I want to be big? Because I want to be big. I think it'd be foolish of me to say, no, I don't want to influence the world. That's stupid. Jesus did it. You know what I mean? And he said that we would do greater things than he. And I'm like, I want to influence the world, but not so people know Frank, but so that I can get to the place where I can be in front of a camera and I can be like, hey, by the way, this is my boy Cody. This is what he does. And I just cut out 10 steps that he has. I took years of work away from him that he had to like put in and grind. And I gave him an audience. I gave him clients. I gave him people. So I want to influence. I want to grow, but not for me, for my people, for my circle, so that I can put us all on.
Dude, 100%. And like we keep saying it over and over again, but it's like impact. And like ministry and impact are kind of like correlated. And like my pastor was talking about, like all throughout the Bible, like money follows ministry. If you do ministry, somehow or another, money will like start coming to you. It's like, bro, look at what we're doing right now. We're recording videos, posting them on social media. It's providing value, and then people want to work with us. And pay like money. For what? Our words. And what our words do to people.
Exactly, bro. They're like, that's why I remember back at church, Cam. He said something about one of the videos that I posted, and just like that, it was funny because like of how I talk in my videos and the environment that I choose to create to literally connect with people, right? And because that's something that he probably would never do. That's something that I would have never done. But I felt like I had to deliver it in that way to meet people where they were at. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, that's just a good example of like, I'm ministering the way that I feel God's told me to, and it might not be right for you, but it's right for me.
Bro, dude, that's something right there. Like, literally at church. I mean, nobody means it. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's certain people you tell things to, and there's certain people you don't. And unfortunately, like even Jesus had it. He had like the 3. I think he had the 12 and then the 72, right? It's like, bro, some people are the 72. And like, I love you, dude, but I'm not going to talk to you about things. You know, like you're one of my 3, I would say. Like, there's certain people I would just tell anything to. And all that to say is like, bro, so many people are trying to force everyone to be their 3. So they wear like different masks in front of everyone.
Exactly. And that's okay if you want them to get the same result you get. But it's not okay if you want them to be who they were called to be. I was driving here, bro, and the roads, like there was some roads out here that like they started opening up, and I didn't know, bro, that like this turns into this coming way. Like I just didn't know because it's a new road to me. So what I do, I broke some laws, you know what I mean, to get here, you know what I mean? But I think that's what's going to happen. When you're going into new territory, you don't know what the roads look like, so you got to break some rules. And I think when you start breaking some rules that's different to their rules, anyone, not just church people, but another business person. Bro, I had people that like did business and stuff like that would tell me like, bro, you're not professional. When you sell. And I was like, I don't care. Now look at you. Now you're asking me for advice. I broke your rule, but I showed you what's possible. So now you're like, wait, what are you doing? I'm being me. I'm doing exactly what you told me not to do. I'm breaking all the rules you told me not to break. And if we can get into the mindset of, I'm going into new territory. You're not going to do the same thing that Trey Cockrum's done. You want to do something different, something greater in its own way. It's not that it's better or worse, it's different. Right? You want to do something different. That means you're going to have to play by a different set of rules. It's just how it is. And sometimes those rules are contrary to the rules that are set in place. But that's how innovation is created.
Dude,
too.
And all that to say is like it makes me think back to hustle. And like, again, people listening, I'm not saying anything negative about hustle. Like, point is, in that season, I was in a bad place. And like, I had a very similar vision then that I still have now. Like, I was one. It's like basically the same thing except different people. Like kingdom only, like Christians specifically to make kingdom impact. And I think like so many people feel like they have to have a business partner. That's like I used to feel like I had to have you to do Elevate. I had to have Chase. Like, and then I had to bring on other people. And it's and then it was like with Hustle, I had to have Jonathan. I had to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, like if you can just do what God has called you to do and build what he's called you to build, like you'll have success. And then you can do like partnerships where it's like you help each other out, building your own thing.
Exactly, bro.
And celebrate each other.
Exactly. And here's the thing, bro. You do have a partnership with me. You do have a partnership with Jonathan and Chase. Why? Because the time invested, you took things from us just like we took things from you. And so now what you're operating out of is not just Brandon from 2 years ago. You're operating out of Brandon. You're operating out of Chase. You're operating out of Jonathan. You're operating out of Frank, Scott. You got all these people that you're operating out of now. So it's like we do need partners, but not in business. We need people that invest, but not invest. 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 And I think that's what like I want to pursue, bro. Like that's why I'm intentional with you and with Jonathan. And now I'm adding Joel to that list, and like I'm just adding more people. That's why I just like people. Some dude told me one day, he was like, "Bro, you're better than Tony Robbins." Bro, you better slow down, bro. Like you better slow down. It's a bold statement. But it's because I spend so much time with Tony Robbins. He's invested into me. He's one of my partners that I do work with. Right? Like the three people I spend the most time with is Jesus, Tony Robbins, and Milet. That's the three people I spend the most time with. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, there's that partnership, and then that just produced better results. Then I have to get someone to help me. Get them to help you by investing into you. That's the best way that you can do it. Don't give up your business because of it, because that's operating. Bro, we were operating out of lack. We were operating out of scarcity. And the Bible did not call us to do that. He promised us a life and a life more abundantly. He promised us, literally, he said that he has given us a spirit of power and a sound mind. And we were operating out of fear. Like, if they're not included, this will fail. So we were failing from the very beginning.
Literally. So good.
Yeah, dude. It's wild, bro. It's so cool to see just what God's done, bro. Like, what you're doing. It's freaking wild, dude. I talk about you a lot to people.
Dude.
Yeah,
it's like, I think the coolest part is I look at Shaq, like he just did like 10K last month. And he literally came with like $300 in his bank account. He has 3 kids. Wow. He lives on the other side of Dallas. I didn't even know that at the time.
Wow.
And now, like, literally about to get a house, provide for his kids. They just had another one.
That's
like
amazing,
Isaac. I'm just thinking like to my first couple clients.
Yeah.
And then the other day, a guy named Will signed up for the program 30 days ago. Bro, this dude like emptied his bank account straight up, zero. Like had 30 days to make money, and he was like, quit his sales rep job, emptied his bank account. I was like, bro, we're going all in. I was like, okay. I don't know if you should pay this invoice, but if you do, like, I believe you're.
I'm gonna try and help you as much as I can.
I hope I can help you, bro. But dude, he had a 10K week, 3 weeks into it.
Wow.
Yeah, cash. And his wife, like he's married, like 3 kids, he's like 35, and he did it. And it's like I think about those stories more than like anything, kind of like what you were saying with your clients. It's just so awesome.
And that's what brings that fulfillment, dude. Like the money doesn't bring fulfillment. Like if I was just focused on the money, I'd be as fulfilled right now as I was when I had $2,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? But if I had a $5,000 a month or a $10,000 a month or whatever kind of month, then I'm like, I'm still the same fulfilled because my focus is not on the cash flow. It's on like breakthrough.
Dude, and like kind of what I'm doing is like whenever you say like 55K, it's like, oh wow, Brandon, you're gonna like, dude, no. I literally spending all of that on ads.
Yeah.
Like, only thing I took
Yeah.
out of that was money for the bathroom, which
Yeah.
was like $5,000.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't actually change your lifestyle
Yeah.
that much. Like, there's a study that says, like, I think it's like
After 100K.
after 100K, nothing really changes.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it still doesn't change your happiness level.
Yeah.
Like, practically, you could get on a private jet or something,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make you happier.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like scientifically proven.
Exactly,
It's pretty
bro.
crazy.
Because we're always chasing what's next, man. Like think about this, bro. And this is something that I walk my clients through. This is literally how I help them like renew their mind. Is if you're constantly focusing on what's missing, and you're focusing on what you can't control, and you're focusing on what could go wrong, how do you think you're gonna feel?
Terrible.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we need some level of that. That's why we're so driven, because we see what's missing. But I recognize it, but I don't get captivated by it. It's like I recognize this is what's missing, but what do I have?
Yeah.
Because when I focus on what's missing, now I'm out of the present and I'm not experiencing this.
And like, along with that, it's like I used to view it like I can think of that whiteboard that we used to write on it with Elevate.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's available, and why isn't it here?
Yeah.
Like, why are we making that much money? Because I know we can. Now, I don't view it as what's missing.
Yeah.
I view it as what's coming.
It's really good.
Yeah. So it's like,
really
it's
good.
not missing. It's just not here yet.
That's really good.
Yeah. It's like on its way.
It changes everything. It changes the way you show up. It's because you've created a belief of it's coming.
Yeah.
So I gotta prep the storehouse.
Dude, and this is contingent on God calling you to big things. Not everyone is. Like, I literally think there is a verse that talks about capacity.
Yeah.
Like, to some he gave this amount, this amount. You're called to steward whatever God gave you.
Yeah.
But I do believe like we were called like with the higher capacity. That's why we connect the way we do.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's a sin to disobey God. Like I used to like look at the Bible for what's a sin.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fornication, getting drunk, like those types of things. Now I'm like, am I disagreeing with God? It's like word over me.
Yeah.
That's a sin.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to like submit to everything He spoke over me.
That's really good, dude. It goes, bro. That's a deeper level of connection with the Lord, bro.
Dude, and like, this is cool. I think Pastor Manny said this a long time ago. I heard it, but I didn't know what he meant. But literally, in the Bible, the Old Testament, like, it was a sin to have sex outside of marriage, or like cheat on your wife, right? Like, black and white, that's a sin. It still is today. But Jesus didn't come to lower the standard. He came to raise it. Yeah. So he said, if you even look, not because out of like a condemnation place, like, hey, like it's going to be harder now. Yeah. No, it's actually because he came to give you that much freedom. Yeah. So to where you don't even have to look anymore.
That's really good, dude.
It's like you're choosing to look. Yeah. And you don't have to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so
that's really good, bro. Yeah. I like that a lot, man.
And it's like not just like the lust, but if you apply that to every area, it's like crazy, bro.
Yeah, the standard's raised, man. When we raise our standard, we raise what we get.
Dude, think about this. Same principle with coaching, like to the Bible, right? So it's like if you raise your standard, if the standard is now higher for what is considered a sin, our thought is that it's going to be harder to fulfill it, but it's not true. Mm-hmm. He actually gave us that much freedom. Yeah. He was showing us how much freedom he gave us. Yeah. Like, dude, we can be totally free. Yeah. Flow in the anointing, coach people, set people free. Yes. Like, bro.
Exactly. It's how we see it, though.
Exactly.
Like, if you see it as hard, it'll be hard. Mm-hmm. Look, bro, do something for me. Look at your bookshelf over here. Yeah. And I want you to count how many brown books you have, okay? In your head, just in your head. Just look for all the brown books that you can. And even these over here on this corner. You see them? Yeah. Okay, now I want you to close your eyes real quick. Okay? How many blue books did you see?
I don't know.
But now look for blue books.
Yeah.
How many? There's blue books, isn't there?
There is.
Bro, what we focus on, we create more of. Yep. And we black out everything else. Yeah. So the more that it's literally how our brain works. It deletes, distorts, and generalizes. So if you're looking for brown, I guarantee you there was some books up here that were like tan, beige, and in your head you're like, that's brown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, exactly. Because our brain will generalize it. So if it's hard, then anything that might be a hint of brown, it could be beige, it could be tan, your brain will say, see, it is hard. Yep. And it will astronomically make it bigger. So what you focus on expands.
Yeah.
So the more you're like, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard, your brain is telling you why it is.
Yeah.
Why it is. But the more you're like, this is freedom. You start finding blue books now.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing the blue books because you're looking for blue.
Yeah.
So it's, what are we looking for? Are you looking for freedom in it, or are you looking for it to be hard? Because what you look for, you're going to end up finding.
Dude, and that makes me think back to like what they used to always say in internship, like perception is reality.
Yeah.
I used to hate that. I was like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
because
so true.
just because you think it
Yeah.
does not mean it's true. So I don't understand. It might be true to you, but understanding that frame of mind, it is true.
Yeah.
To them.
Yeah.
I still agree with what my thoughts are. But
yeah.
the key is like getting your truth
Yeah.
to align with God's truth.
Yeah.
And like that's the disconnect. And it's like so many
Exactly.
people, it's like color blindness. Like, dude, like you said, that book might be brown to you,
Yeah.
but to someone else it could be green.
Yeah.
And it literally, in their mind, they
Yeah.
perceive it as green. So it's
Yeah.
like earlier you were talking about like a breakthrough.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you have to have that moment where it like
Yeah.
shifts and like, whoa, holy crap, my eyes are just jacked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Bro, and it's so interesting because like we have to align with the Lord, right? Like our truth has to align with His if we want good results and an abundant life, right? But the truth is that you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of reality at the end of the day. And so if you only look for brown, you will only find brown. If you look for why God is not good, your brain is wired in a way, it's a gift that He's given us to be able to hack life and like experience blessing and joy in the middle of all trials and tribulations. But if you're constantly looking on why God isn't good, you're going to find it.
Dude.
But it does not mean that that's reality.
Yeah.
You're ignoring reality, but you're not going to be able to ignore the consequences of reality.
Yep.
And I think that's where people like get messed up because they're like, wait, I thought this was it. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
That's not reality. And now you're experiencing the consequences of not believing reality.
Bro, like, I think what we tapped into was understanding how powerful our mind is.
Yeah.
Like, I know we talk about it a bit, but, like, I think of, like, Bishop, bro. He was doing this analogy. He's like, you look at the elephant, and it's, like, all of its weight and all of its glory, and it can just move, and it can flow, and, like, it can knock over whatever it wants to. And you look at the lion, like, its roar.
Yeah.
The eagle, with its ability to fly. Like, what separates humans? Like, we can't kill an elephant with our hands. There's no way. No way. Like,
I
the
wish.
lion. Dude, a lion would destroy us.
David did it.
Yeah, I guess so. So it's like, what separates us? Our mind.
Yeah.
Humans have the ability to have the Christ-like mind.
Yep.
We're creators, just like Him.
We just don't train it, bro. It is literally God's gift to us. That's why people get freaked out about like energy and your thoughts and that. I'm like, but you know it's biblical, right? There's a reason why the Bible says to take every thought captive because you will be transformed by the renewing of your mind and the way a man thinketh and believeth in his heart, so he shall be. And so God's really telling you like, bro, God, train your mind because the way that a belief becomes a belief, bro, and I'm sure you know this, but for anyone that's listening, right, is you entertain a thought long enough that it creates an emotional experience. So science has proven that when the mind and heart connect is when there's an emotion attached to the thought. Yeah. In other words, when you think and then you feel it, that is what you're going to be.
That's how you create that moment of coaching or that breakthrough. It's like, boom.
Yep.
I got your heart, I got your mind. Boom.
That's why I have to get them into that emotional state, bro. Yeah. If I can give them truth, but I can generate emotion in their body at the same time, it becomes truth. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just wise and persuasive words.
Dude, I need to tap into that because I'm really good with like the mind. Yeah. It's like I need to figure out how to bring the heart into it.
Yeah, bro.
That's
it's a game changer for people catch it quicker, bro. That's how I caught it. Yeah. Tony Robbins' conference changed my life. Yeah. He's the master at it, bro. He knows exactly how to connect a thought with your nervous system to where it's in your body and your body is like, whoa, hey, this is not who we are anymore. This is who we are. Yeah. And it happens in a moment, bro. And I have these anchors that, like, this to me is an anchor that brings me back. Dude. You know what I'm saying? So if at any given moment I'm like, not there. I trained my nervous system. I anchored it to this movement. And then if I'm like, bro, snap out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel it right now in my body,
Dude,
literally.
and
It's like it comes back.
Bro, it's like one of my friends, Chris Diaz, he talks about NLP a lot.
Yeah.
And like, dude, if you're not careful, if you talk about Tony Robbins, NLP with like Christians, they're like, oh man, you're like, but dude, here's
Tony Robbins is a Christian, so.
Yeah, and then also, that to say, science is not a scary thing to me. It actually is there just to prove the Bible. Because everything you just said is biblical.
Yep.
Literally. So.
Yep. That's why, bro, that's why it's so easy for me to give people God when I'm giving them teaching of how they operate, because I've done the work of testing it.
Yeah.
I learned this and I was like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Does it line up?
Yeah.
And then I found it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is where it is.
Yeah.
Bro, that's why that exercise is the power of our focus. Why do you think the Bible says, fix your eyes?
Yep.
If you focus on God, you'll see God everywhere, bro. I see God everywhere. I see him in you. I see him in people in the streets, which makes your experience differently. So now my perception is my reality, but it's aligned with his word.
Yeah. Dude, that's so good.
Yeah.
And like, as you were talking about thoughts, so in that verse, I was studying it the other day. It's crazy you brought it up. Like, as a man thinketh in his heart.
Yeah.
Like, I used to say, as a man thinks, so is he. But it actually, in the Hebrew, it says in your heart.
Yeah.
Which confirms what you were talking about. And then two, like the heart, it isn't speaking to like, even in the Bible, like your heart, not the flesh heart.
Yeah.
It's like your inner being.
Yeah.
And scientifically, there's like two parts of your mind.
Yeah.
Like there's like your thoughts and the subconscious.
Yep.
So it's
it
like
goes into your subconscious.
Yeah, bro. So that's what he's trying to change.
Yep.
It's like so many people are like, oh, I'm gonna like what is it? Like renew your mind on Christ or whatever. Cast every care on
Cast
him.
every care, yeah.
Yeah. Take every thought captive. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay,
so they're trying to take their thoughts captive.
Yeah.
When they need to take their thoughts, their subconscious thoughts captive.
Oh yeah.
It's like two different things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. And bro, it's so funny. I created a little hack for like to pretty much demolish like limiting beliefs. Like I know we're supposed to let them go, but
dude, let them go and demolish.
I get people to like conquer them, right?
Yeah.
And this is how I do it. I make it emotional. Mm-hmm. Again, it's got to be emotion and thoughts to connect it together. So I tell them, I'm like, you are being bullied by your brain. It is literally telling you what you can't do, but you know you were designed to do. So it's bullying you. And so I tell them, I'm like, I want to give you the freedom that the next time that your brain tries to tell you, hey, you're not good enough, you have my full freedom to say, that's bullshit, dude. Yeah. And get angry and stand up for yourself, because now you're creating a fight emotion of urgency against this limiting belief. Yeah. And the more you do that, bro, the more that belief, that thought, it just dwindles away. Yeah. And now it's just like a small child when at first it was this huge monster that I have to try and conquer. But all it is connecting that emotion of fight and then taking that to the belief. And saying, I'm coming against you, bro. Like, you think you got me? I got you. And I got so much more. And I'm going to prove you and every single belief wrong that people spoke into me and pain spoke into me and trauma spoke into me is not going to hold me back anymore. But you got to get that fight in you. And it only happens when you connect it with the emotion.
So good.
Yeah.
Bro, what time is it?
I don't know.
2 o'clock.
Are you done?
I don't know.
Like 40 minutes, I think, is what we've done, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Can I finish with one thing?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay. If anything, like we can finish here if you want, because I know that you have a call. But I like to give this to everyone, bro, because it's something that changed my life, and I've been really trying my best to like live my life this way every single day, every single meeting, every single sales call, like every single thing that I get. Even when I see people at the register, this is like what's in the forefront of my mind. So life is a marathon, right? We can all agree that life is a marathon. Building a business is a marathon. Everything in life is a marathon. But if you were running a marathon or you were running a 100-yard dash, which one would you run the fastest in?
100-yard dash.
Right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you know it's going to be over soon.
It's short.
Yeah.
It's short, right? So life is a marathon, but the Bible says that we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So we treat life as a marathon, so we show up as with the pace of a marathon. when we're only guaranteed 100 yards.
Mm.
So if we realize that I'm only guaranteed 100 yards, I'm going to run at a 100-yard pace.
Yeah.
I still am aware that I have a marathon, but my pace and my urgency is now 100 yards.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And if I was to start the clock and you ran 100 yards and then I stopped it and I said, tomorrow we're doing it again. And then we stacked all those 100 yards into a marathon, it'd be the fastest marathon you ever ran. So the reason why we don't get to the goals that we want, whether that be in business, for me, bro, a lot of it has been in my relationship with my parents. Like, I've wanted an intimate relationship with my parents. I've wanted a next level connection. Everybody yearns for that, but no one has the balls to do what it takes to get it, right? So when I started seeing, I don't have a marathon with my dad, bro. He goes on an 18-wheeler every day. I don't have a marathon. I have this interaction. Why am I running at a 100-yard pace or at a marathon pace? No. How different would you love? How different would your interactions be with people? That last phone call that you had with somebody, that last meeting you had with somebody. That's why, bro, on my sessions, maybe that's like my key to like getting people breakthrough, is that I treat it as if it's my last. Like every single session that I get, they're like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I just know that I treat it as if it's my last. Like this is, I'll never get to talk to you again. And it helps that there's new people in the group every week because they might never get to hear from me again. They might go somewhere and a wreck happens and now I never got to talk to them. And I never got to speak life into them. And I never got to speak the truth and kill off the lies. Like, I'm not going to run at a 100-yard pace. I know I could help somebody get over their divorce in 90 days. Why the hell wouldn't I do it in 3 weeks?
Yeah, bro. 100%.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, and then people get all caught up in like, well, yeah, it's hard to live that way. What you focus on, you create more of. So if it's hard to live that way and that's what you're focused on,
dude,
that's what's going to happen.
Look at the word. It says His mercies are new every morning. So that just confirms everything you said.
Yeah,
dude,
exactly, bro. We gotta take our focus off of, if you're driving down the road, bro, and you're staring at the ditch, you know this from riding a bike, where are you going to go? In the ditch. Into the ditch. So if you don't want to go in the ditch, you take your eyes off the ditch into where you want to go. But most people stare at the ditch and they say, I don't want to go in the ditch. I don't want to go in the ditch. I don't want to. You still end up in the freaking ditch, bro. Change your focus. When you're driving, you're not acting as if there is no ditch. You're aware that it's there. But this is where I'm going. So it's not avoiding problems. It's not avoiding ditches. It's acknowledging that it's there, but taking all my focus and all my energy into the potential solution. And the more you focus on that, the more your brain goes to work, the more your RAS, your reticular activating system, opens up and it starts pulling pieces. It's like, oh, this. And now all of a sudden you met somebody that you're like, how the heck did I meet this person? This person's perfectly aligned with what I'm trying to build. It is because now God is saying, you're in alignment, son. You're obeying me. You're taking the thought captive, bro. You're renewing your mind. You're obeying my word. So now you're in alignment, and now building is easy. It's humbling, but it's easy.
Dude, and like, just to kind of wrap up everything you said, bro, it's like, I think the biggest thing is for people to know what they're called to do. So it's like, I 100% agree with like the marathon. It's like, right now, what I'm doing is what I know He's told me to do. And I don't mean for this to be a prideful thing. Like, people always talk to me like, yo, Brandon, like, they think of business for some reason now. And I don't like that. Like, it's like what Bishop says. It's like, you limit me. You try and put me in a box. I'm not just a bishop. I'm not just a pastor. I'm not just a business owner or a filmmaker. You know what I mean? Like, I am me. So it's like, people will try to put you in a box. And my thing is just like, in this season, I'm just like having Kingdom Coach with an open hand. Like, what I'm doing right now might not be what I'm doing tomorrow. And I'm definitely not limited. Brandon Forbes is not just a business coach. Like, bro.
There's so much more.
And like, same for you. Like, dude, right now, like, this is what God's called you to do. And you're doing it. And
well, bro, you're doing what we just talked about. You're focusing on what you have. That's being a good steward. And when we get to heaven and He says, well done, good and faithful servant, it's not to who was most loyal to Him. We think faithfulness is loyalty. It's not. Christ, like, Jesus literally defined it in a parable about the talents, where one multiplied them, the other one multiplied, one dug it. And to Him, He said, you faithless. And he said, you're going to be cast to hell.
Yeah.
Jesus told that story, which tells us that faithfulness is multiplication. That is it. Yeah. If God puts something in you, if you don't multiply it, you're not being faithful. Yeah. So I don't care how loyal you are to your prayer times. I don't care how much you read the word, bro. You're not multiplying what's in you. Yeah. And that's what Jesus defined that, not Frank. Yeah. Jesus defined that as faithfulness. So you want to be faithful, multiply what's inside of you. Yeah. And multiply what's on your hand. And bro, you've been doing that. Like the things that you've been doing, you focused on those. And then for some reason, some door opened. Yeah. And then for some reason, another door opened. But you were like, okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm here. You were working with Trey. You're focused on serving him and the Blueprint Consult, whatever company, right? And then next thing you know, there's an opportunity where Kingdom Coach comes. And then now you're focused on that. And then maybe God's going to bring God Dream Boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like you're focusing on what you have. You're not just paranoid with what could be all the time. You know what I'm saying?
So good.
Is that good, bro? Is that good for you?
Yeah, dude. Again, I don't know where we're going to post this, what we're going to call it, but I hope you guys enjoyed literally listening in. Yeah. Just like us catching up. So.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Just a hangout between us.
Guys, I did not let you down. I know that was a power-packed time. And if you need help starting, scaling your online Kingdom coaching business, go ahead and book a call down below, a free roadmap call. It's going to be with me or someone on my team. We're going to spend 40 minutes with you, literally breaking down exactly how we can help you go from point A to point B in your business. Chat with you guys soon.